Good swing. Way to stay fast through the zone. Heels to that sideline. Heel. Nice shot. Nice shot.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the GCU Arena in the heart of Phoenix on the campus of Grand Canyon University for today's matchup between the Utah Valley Wolverines and your Grand Canyon University Lopes. I'm Phil Katafamo alongside Dominic Hinton, and the Lopes are looking to get their first win in WAC conference play, and they'll do it right here at home. But before we get into all that, let's take you down to the court for prayer and national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful GCU Arena and this afternoon's match between the visiting Wolverines of the Utah Valley and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this afternoon's competition with a word of prayer given by Caleb Duar, a junior majoring in communications here at GCU.
Will you please bow and pray with me? Lord, we come to you so thankful to be here in this beautiful arena on this beautiful Saturday. I pray for these women tonight as they play, that they remember to play for you, remember why they play and who they play for. I pray that the players play for you, the coaches coach for you, and the refs ref for you. We thank you so much for the beautiful game of volleyball and the beautiful blessings you give to us every day. We love you, and amen.
And now, fans, please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed this afternoon by your very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of Paul Cook, and this afternoon his associate, Kevin Bach. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the starting lineups. First, for the visiting team, the Utah Valley Wolverines. Number 6, Saran Merrill. Number 7, Maddie Wardle. Number 8, Mikaela Jarima. Number 9, Kazna Taravidi. Number 12, Jasmine Nui Tupui Vaha. Number 16, Kristen Allred. And number 18, Kaylee Downs. The Wolverines are coached by Sam Atoa. fans, it's time to meet your Grand Canyon University Antelope! Center, number 4, Molly Feldman. Middle blocker, number 7, Annabelle Kuczynski. Outside hitter, number 8, Kayla Matthews. Outside hitter, number 11, Melanie Horton. Middle blocker, number 16, Tyra Moss. Middle blocker, number 20, Kendall Gray. And your libero, number 3, Tiffany Falco. Your Lopes are coached by Tim Nolan.
We are all fired up here inside the GCU Arena. The Lopes looking for their first win in conference play at home, looking to snap their losing streak in front of these fans. And Dom, why don't you give us our 3 keys to the game, brought to you by Sanderson Ford.
Absolutely, Phil. The Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game is going to be lots of net play. They're going to need to use the size up front and do a better job of weighing those 50-50 balls. They're going to get comfortable at home. They're 2-2 at home this season, and they're looking to snap a 6-game losing streak. If it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to happen here at home inside the GCU Arena. And most importantly, error-free play. They have 331 errors on this season, and they had 22 in their last loss against California Baptist University. So if they're going to come out with a W here, they're going to need to reduce those errors.
The Lopes will start with the ball, and it'll be Molly Feldmath with the first serve of the game. Lopes looking to break their losing streak as we get things underway. Wolverines send it back over the net. Spiked in, blocked down, and it'll be a point for the Lopes. So the Lopes will get things started with a point.
Momentum is going to be huge for the Lopes tonight. Getting on the board early and really just get ahead of these sets to try and get some momentum and build upon it.
Lopes keep it alive. Orton sends it back over. Merrill keeps it alive for the Wolverines. And it'll go out of bounds. It'll be another point for the Lopes. So right out the gate, 2 quick points for GCU, and Feldmath will continue to serve. Service error, and, well, now the Wolverines will take over possession.
Like I just mentioned, the errors are a big, big factor in GCU's unfortunate 6-game losing streak.
Kristen Allred will serve for the Wolverines. Feldmath, spiked down by Gray, kept up by the Lopes. Horton sent down, and it'll fall in between the Lopes, and it'll be another point for the Wolverines. So Allred will continue to serve for the Wolverines. 2-2 now the score here in the first set. DeFalco. Horton blocked by that front line, and another point for the Wolverines.
And right away, the Wolverines are starting to trump the Lopes' momentum, gaining a little bit of their own.
Allred sends that one directly into the net, and we're back to tied.
It's up to GCU here to really capitalize on the errors that the Wolverines make. They're going to make a lot of errors themselves, and what other team can answer back strongest is going to come out with the victory.
Melody Horton sends it over. DeFalco keeps it alive. Feldmath serves it up. Gray sends it back over. DeFalco keeps it alive. Feldmeth. One more time, touched over the top. Lopes send it back over. Feldmeth, touched. Wolverines keep it alive and the rally continues. Dives and no, it's gonna fall in for a point. So 4-3 goes the score. And Saren Merrill will hand it off to Michaela Jerema as she will send it away for the Wolverines. That one spiked, and it'll fall for a point for the Lopes. Kyla Matthews giving the Lopes another point to tie this thing up here in the first set.
Well, right away, you got to love how the Lopes are playing with high intensity, just coming out, trying to swing the momentum their way, really trying to get in this game.
Kubaninski sends it away. That one spiked down hard, and it'll be another point for the Wolverines. I think that was Maddie Wardle on that point for the Wolverines. Funk Stratton will send it over, and it'll be a point for the Wolverines. So 6-4 goes the score here in the first set. Orton keeps it alive. Touched by Moss. Sent to the backside, and it'll be a point. Just barely touches that back end of the court. 7-4 now here in the first set.
Right here defensively is where GCU needs to start tightening things up and really answer back for themselves.
Matthews trying to send it down. Orton keeps it alive. Matthews again, blocked again. Falco. And finds the same spot for another point.
Utah Valley starting to gain a little bit of momentum. Doubling their lead here, 8-4.
Funk Stratton sends it over. Matthews, Orton, Kyra Moss touching it over. Merrill will keep it alive. Matthews, now Orton. Moss spikes it down. Matthews trying to send it over that front line of the Wolverines. Blocks her attempt, and the points 9-4. Wolverines lead, and we've got a timeout on the side of the Lopes. So the Lopes will talk it over, and we'll take a break as well. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
Time. It's time for laughter and for play. Time for celebration and adventure. Summer is the time to share moments and create memories. Time to make the most of the long days and warm nights full of laughter and light and moments to remember. It's time you slowed down, time you switched off and forgot about time. When we look back on the life we create, the relationships we've nurtured, and the young ones we've raised, let this be the time we remember. GCU's online degree program puts you first, so you can make the most of your time. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
Back here live inside the GCU Arena. The Lopes down 9-4. Down 5 early on, Dom, and it's been all Wolverines so far.
Yeah, right out the bat, GCU looked like they had a little bit of momentum. The first couple points kind of falling their way, but Utah Valley answered back strong, and they answered back fast. And now the momentum is starting to shift a little bit that way. GCU needs to tighten things up, play fundamental volleyball here, cut this lead down, and do everything they can to just stop this momentum of the Wolverines.
Matthews will try to send it back over top of the net. It'll be a point for the Lopes. So off the timeout, the Lopes score a point, and the score goes 9-5. Tressa Schuler will come in for GCU. Get some fresh legs out there for the Lopes as Schuler will handle the serve. And service error, so another point for the Wolverines.
And those are the things that just kill GCU, are the service errors and errors in general. That's just giving points to the other team. Of course, that happens in any sport, and especially in volleyball, but you got to be able to limit the number of errors and capitalize on the other errors that the other team makes.
Moss trying to send it down, but doesn't find enough court, and it'll be another point for the Wolverines. Score 11-5 now here in the first set. And Tara Whitty will serve it away. Matthews off the hands of Tara Whitty, and it'll be a point for the Lopes.
And Kayla Matthews with an absolute great hit. Coming down with a strong hand there. Really made Utah Valley feel that one.
Matthews will serve it away. And off the Wolverines, another point for the Lopes. So Kayla Matthews will continue to serve for the Lopes. 11-7 here in the first set. Matthews is going to run out of court, and it's going to be another point for the Wolverines. 12-7 now, the score here. We'll get some substitutions.
Pretty nice crowd here at GCU Arena.
Merrill will serve it away to Falco. Gets it to Orton. Orton to Moss off the hands of the Wolverines. They keep it alive, and they'll send it back over.
And Utah Valley had a big answer for that one. A huge block. Utah Valley starting to establish a little bit of dominance at the net early on. Let's see if GCU can answer back at all.
Well, they won't have to answer back without some help by the Wolverines server. Service error on the Wolverines, another point for GCU.
GCU can capitalize on that error right here and get another quick point. They can really bring themselves within reach here.
DeFalco sends it over. DeFalco launches it over herself. It's going to fall out of bounds. So some substitutions for the Wolverines and no substitutions for the Lopes, as Wardle will serve it away. Off the hands of the Wolverines, another point for the Lopes. Annabelle Kubininsky on the point for GCU. Just a touch right over the top for Michaela Jerema. 15-9 now here in the first set. Allred will serve. DeFalco to Horton. Touched. Not going to get to it. It'll be a point for GCU.
GCU starting to pick the intensity up here in front of the home crowd. Would love to shift the momentum their way.
Orton serves. Jeremiah kept alive by Matthews. Sent back over by Horton. DeFalco. Gray. Looking for the touch. They'll find it. Another point for GCU. Annabelle Kubinski on the touch.
And Annabelle Kubinski with that sneaky little move, just tapping it over. Besting Utah Valley right there.
Orton sends it over. Falco with the dig, and the Lopes will keep it alive. Off the...
And that's going to be a point for GCU.
Off the post, 15-12 here in the first set. Lopes mounting a comeback. Orton sends it over. And out of bounds.
But an incredible dig on that last rally by Tegan DeFalco. This past weekend, she had a team-high 41 digs.
Yeah, Tegan DeFalco, an absolute monster, keeping all the plays alive for the Lopes. Feldmeth, touched by Matthews. It'll fall in between for another point for GCU.
And GCU firing on all cylinders here, really trying to mount this comeback as they're within 3 points from the Wolverines here in the first set.
16-13 here in the first set, and Kubinski will serve. Touch by Matthews, it'll fall in between. 4 point for the Wolverines, 17-13. But a little comeback for GCU. Ever since that timeout, they've really reset things. And
well, I think they did what they needed to do in that timeout. They really came together and thought about, okay, let's breathe. How can we assess the situation and come out and play our game? And that's what they've done so far.
Kept alive. DeFalco sends it over. Feldmath. Wolverines now on the return. Touched, and DeFalco keeps it alive. Touched over by Moss. DeFalco. Feldmath diving for it. DeFalco sends it back over. Sent, finds the back of the court for another point. 18-13 now, and what a rally by both teams.
Yeah, both teams playing absolutely great, able to keep that one alive, but Utah Valley just hammering that one down.
Stratton sends it away. Matthews. Fletcher keeps it alive. Matthews, that front line, another kill for the Wolverines.
If GCU wants to come out with this victory, they're going to have to find an answer for that front line of Utah Valley fast. They are dominant and they are mean, and they do not miss often.
Stratton. Up in the air. Merrill keeps it alive, sent back over by the Wolverines. Fletcher. That's going to be another point for the Wolverines, 20-13. Stratton on the serve. Matthews sends it over, touched. Easy point for the Wolverines, 21-13.
Well, after that little comeback there, GCU looked like they had a little bit of life in them, but Utah Valley has really sprung up quickly.
Redfield sends it over to Moss, and again, shut down by the Wolverines, 22-13. It'll be a timeout for the Lopes as they discuss things. We'll get back to the rest of the first set. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Back here inside the GCU arena, and the GCU softball team coming out to support the women's volleyball team.
Always great to see Lopes supporting other Lopes, showing their love, showing their pride. Out here with their crazy noodles on National Noodle Day.
Yeah, it is National Noodle Day, and you can see all the white balloons representing the noodles here. We had a little noodle set up in the lobby of the arena, so we got one as well over here. We'll talk about that a little later as Stratton gets us going here to finish off the first set. Redfield to Moss. It'll be a violation so point for the Wolverines, 23-13. Stratton sends it away. Sent back over. Off of Matthews. Fletcher won't get it. It'll go out of bounds. So 24-23. Wolverines closing in on a first set victory. Stratton sends it away. Matthews to Redfield. Gray on the return. DeFalco. Matthews with the touch. Blocked by the Lopes. Wolverines keep it alive. Fletcher to Redfield. Touch by Moss. Wolverines still keeping it alive. DeFalco to Gray off the hands. Wolverines on the return. Spike down, and that is how we will end the first set. The Wolverines take set number one here at the GCU Arena, 25-13, and when we come back, we'll get ready for the second set. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back live inside the GCU Arena. The Lopes go down one set to the Utah Valley Wolverines, but it's a new set and a new opportunity for the Lopes to tie this thing up and hopefully take it into 4 sets.
Absolutely. You just got to have a short memory after that one. You got to put that set behind you. Think about how can we adjust, how can we answer back, what we need to do to get this momentum on our side. Utah Valley has a killer first line right up against the fence, right up against that net. So the net play is going to have to be crucial here. They're going to have to do a better job of weighing those 50-50 balls. And importantly, they're going to have to not make those errors. They're going to have to really tighten things down, stay sharp, and answer back.
Kazna Tarawidi, one of the players for Utah Valley coming into this game, leading the WAC in kills with 301, and today she's got 4 of the 12 kills that Utah Valley has so far. 2 service errors for the Wolverines, 29 attacking points. Meanwhile, the Lopes, 34 attacking points, 8 kills, and 3 service errors and 8 set assists. So the Lopes, for the most part, staying in it, but just at the end there, kind of Wolverines just really just pulled away after that timeout.
Right, the Lopes need to find themselves in a situation where they're not flat-footed and allowing the other team to just run with that momentum. They have to have answers back. They can't allow themselves to be quieted.
And we'll see if the Lopes can do that, get a nice reset here at the end of the first set as we discussed, it is National Noodle Day, so we have a little noodle stand set up in the lobby of the arena, but just in case you can't come out and enjoy the noodles, got some fun noodle facts for you. As we all like to joke, college students like to eat instant ramen, you know, the 25-cent ramen packs, but if you're wondering how much it would cost to eat ramen for every meal for an entire year, it costs you $140.
That is a lot of money in my wallet.
Talk about some savings.
Save. You
Now,
know,
I'm pretty sure your blood pressure would go up and your sodium levels would be terrible. But
definitely. You know what, I'm considering, even if I end up getting married, catering with ramen noodles. So
Lopes get it going here as Wardle serves it away for the Wolverines. Lopes looking to respond early. DeFalco keeps it alive. Gray sends it over. DeFalco, Redfield. Gray again, looking for some kind of opening. That one sent to the back of the net and out of bounds. Points for the Lopes.
And right away, GCU starting off hot, getting the first point of the set. It's up to them right here to ride this momentum. It's early, but there's still plenty of time right now.
Melody Horton will serve it away. And there it is. Service ace for Melody Horton. 2-0 go the Lopes here in the second set.
Nothing builds momentum like service aces.
Horton will continue to serve. 2-0, Lopes leading. Another point for GCU as it goes off the arms of Maddie Wardle. 3-0 go the Lopes.
And the Lopes right now building the momentum that we've been talking about, what they've needed right here.
Orton sends it over. Lopes defense again, 4-0. Redfield to Fletcher. And it'll go in between the Lopes for a point for the Wolverines, 1-4 in the second set. Kristen Allred will serve for the Wolverines. Allred sends it away. Fletcher touched right over the top. Easy point for Michaela Jerema.
And if you're GCU, you've built yourself this little bit of a lead to begin with. You can't lose it right here.
It'll be an ace for the Wolverines, and the score, which was at one point 0-4 starting out this second set, is now 4-3.
One thing about the Wolverines is when they answer back fast.
Redfield. Kubinski sends it over. Fletcher. Redfield. Gray. Fletcher sends back over. Kubinski sets it up to Redfield. Redfield. Fletcher. Little miscommunication as Fletcher doesn't go fully up, but the Wolverines keep it alive. Fletcher again. DeFalco. Redfield. Kubinski, and the rally continues. Fletcher. And it'll go out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines, and we are all knotted up at 4.
Now, even though the Wolverines got that point, the Lopes did a great job of keeping that rally alive, communicating, calling each other out. It's what you love to see.
DeFalco. Fletcher. Gray just sends it too far, and it goes out of bounds. So 5-4 goes the score here in the second set. All red. DeFalco will send it over. Falco to Redfield. Front line puts it down. Point for the Lopes. 5-5 goes the score.
And that's what you like to see, the Lopes front line having an answer for Utah Valley's front line. Just absolutely played that ball perfectly.
It'll go off the hands of Kobe Dunn. It'll be a point for the Wolverines. 6-5 goes the score. Jeremiah will serve it away. Right into the net, and we're tied again at 6.
And right here is where you got to start capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes. They just gave you that point right there. Go and get yourself another one.
Tressa Schuler will try to get the Lopes back on top as she sends it away. Schuler, Redfield, Fletcher. Blocked by that front line. It'll be another point for the Wolverines. Stratton will send it away. Another block by the Wolverines. 8-6 goes the score. And Stratton will continue to serve. Redfield up to Fletcher. Fletcher's trying to send it down. Wolverines keep it alive. Redfield. Moss, the touch. And a little bit too far, it'll go out of bounds.
And that one was looking good, but just a little bit too much.
And we will get a timeout for the Lopes. Lopes will discuss it, and so will we. We'll take a break when we come back. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. And as an RN, you delight in sharing it. But there's always room to grow. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves. Healthcare has made significant advancements, and GCU teaches you how to prepare for the future. By applying that knowledge, you're able to stay up to date with the latest medical technologies. And since GCU's nursing programs are online, you can access your program from anywhere, so you're always there for those most important.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Back inside the GCU Arena, the score 9-6 as the Wolverines have come ahead of the Lopes. Lopes started out this set really hot, 0-4, and then the Wolverines just started to mount a pretty impressive comeback.
Well, these Wolverines, like I've said all game, when they answer back quickly. So GCU needs to get back on top, start playing their game, get back to the fundamentals, and just really start to answer back.
And the Lopes called a timeout, and last time they called a timeout in the first set, they were able to score points. So Stratton will serve again for the Wolverines. Redfield to Fletcher. Fletcher keeps it alive. Redfield up to Moss, and it goes a little too far out of bounds, so point for the Wolverines. 10-6 now in the second set. And a substitution for the Lopes. Adams will come in, and Moss will go out. Stratton will still serve 10-6. Fletcher. Adams at the front line, and it'll be a point for the Wolverines. 8 blocks so far. 9 blocks, excuse me, counting that one. 9 blocks for the Wolverines right now.
Well, the Wolverines' front line is just an absolute monster. They're a driving force of this team, and GCU is going to need to find some sort of answer for them if they want to come out with this victory.
Schuler will keep it alive. Redfield over to Fletcher. DeFalco with a great dig. Fletcher sends it down. It'll be a point for the Lopes, 11-7. How about Tegan DeFalco with another great dig?
And that is exactly what you need to build momentum. Tegan DeFalco going all out saying, I got this one. And that is absolutely what she does best, putting the team on her back just like that.
Mimi Fletcher will send it over. Touched, and it'll fall. Another point for the Lopes, 11-8. They had a comeback later in the first set, and it looks like we're seeing the same thing again from GCU. Fletcher will serve. And out of bounds, another point for the Lopes, 11-9 now.
So a slow but sure momentum shift in this set right now. It's all up to Mimi Fletcher here.
Fletcher will serve again. Stratton sets it up, and it'll be a point for the Lopes. 11-10 now for GCU.
So GCU doing a great job answering back fast, getting these quick points, really capitalizing on the Wolverines' mistakes here.
Fletcher sends it over. Schuler keeps it alive. Redfield. Fletcher. Blocked ahead. That's Adams. Fletcher for Redfield. Horton. And they'll find the back of the net. We're tied.
An absolute great communication by the Lopes right there. And the communication allows for a great point and great momentum shift.
Off the front lines of the Lopes, and a comeback for GCU. How about that? 10-6 coming into this off the timeout. Wolverines going on the board, and the Lopes respond to tie it up. Now 12-11, Wolverines are leading, but how about the fight from these Lopes? Fletcher, Redfield, Adams, off of Schuler's hands, another point for the Wolverines.
But GCU playing really strong right now, really aggressive, just trying to go after that net. And that's what you like to see. That's what they're trying to do, trying to do whatever they can to just build a rally.
Orton will send it into the back of the court, and it'll be another point for GCU.
And the star libero herself, Tegan DeFalco, is going to serve this one up.
DeFalco sends it over. Blocked by the front lines. Orton will keep it alive. Redfield. Kabinski in the air. Wolverines keep it up. Schuler. Redfield. Orton with the touch. And it will go out of bounds. So good rally by the Lopes. Merrill will serve it away, 14-12. Fletcher, Redfield, Orton. Fletcher, Kabinski. Orton will send it in, and it'll be a point for GCU.
And GCU starting to build up the momentum they need in front of this crowd. Getting very exciting here.
Tresha Schuler will come out, and Kendall Gray will come in, and Redfield will serve it away. DeFalco And Lopes unable to keep it alive. 15-13 goes the score. And substitutions now for the Wolverines on a net violation by the Lopes. Kabinski will find the back of the court.
Kabinski is one player you'd love to see get going. She's got such a strong arm. Really just sent it down, make the other team pay.
Melody Horton will serve for the Lopes, looking to tie it up here in the second set. And they will do just that. 15-15 goes the score. Service ace for the Lopes. Horton finds the back of the court. Point for the Lopes. Back-to-back service aces by GCU. The score goes 16-15.
And Horton doing it all on her own with back-to-back service aces. Absolutely beautiful.
Horton, Redfield. Grace sends it back over, but the front line again. Fletcher keeps it up. Lopes send it back over. DeFalco with another dig. Redfield to Fletcher. And it'll be a point for the Wolverines, so we are tied again, 16-16 here in the second set.
I'll tell you what, this second set is much more interesting than the first. Both teams playing with a lot of fight. Great to see that the Lopes have come alive here.
So it'll be another point for the Wolverines. 17-16 now. Front line again, another block for the Wolverines. 18-16 goes the score. Sent over by Allred. Fletcher. Another point for the Lopes, 18-17.
Fletcher does an excellent job timing that one perfectly.
Dunn keeps it alive. Redfield. Off the hands and out of bounds. Merrill trying to save it, sends it out of bounds. We're tied again, 18-18.
Dunn, an excellent server. She's got 7 service aces on the year so far.
That one served into the net. 19-18 goes the score.
And GCU taking the lead once again, starting to pick up. Things getting hot and heavy here in GCU Arena.
Dunn with the serve. That one spiked down hard. A point for the Wolverines, tied again, 19-19.
And like we've seen all game, the Wolverines answer back hard and fast. The great kill right there.
Elna Hansen will serve it away for the Wolverines. Hopes unable to keep it alive. 20-19 goes the score. Hansen will serve again. 20-19 in the second set. Redfield to Gray, off the face and out of bounds. 20-20 here in the second set. Tressa Schuler will serve for the Lopes. DeFalco sends it over with her dig. Kept alive by the Wolverines. Into the net. Point for the Lopes, 21-20.
And the Lopes right now are firing on all cylinders.
Schuler. Off of DeFalco, and we are tied again, 21-21.
That one was quite the hard kill there from the Wolverines. Digging DeFalco is one of the better players on the team that are able to dig a lot of those crazy balls. Was unable to handle that one right there. Utah Valley serves it up. And Utah Valley right there, the front line, answers back, blocking that one and getting that point. GCU cannot afford to let up right here.
Fletcher. Orton. Redfield over to Fletcher again, and Fletcher will find some court. 22-22, we're tied.
And GCU still fighting. It's going to come down to the wire on this set.
Fletcher sends it away. Off the hands of the Lopes, so 22-23 now goes the score.
The Lopes cannot afford to make any mistakes here.
Redfield, Orton, kept alive by the Wolverines. Adams just a little too strong on that one.
I'm
Very
not
close on that
not
one.
sure the players agreed with that line judge saying that was out, but that was close right there.
We've got a timeout on the floor, and when we come back, we'll get done with the rest of this exciting second half. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back inside the GCU Arena. Very exciting second set. The score 24-22, and the Lopes mounting a comeback, but the Wolverines starting to pull ahead just a little bit.
Yeah, GCU really showing signs of life, but the Wolverines just really having answers for everything that GCU throws at them.
Vincent sends it away. Schuler to Fletcher. Over to Orton. Orton will send it over. Spike down, and that is how the second set will end. 25-22. An exciting second set comes to an end. And it is now halftime here at the GCU Arena. When we come back, we will recap the first half. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
Time. It's time for laughter and for play. Time for celebration and adventure. Summer is the time to share moments and create memories. Time to make the most of the long days and warm nights full of laughter and light and moments to remember. It's time you slowed down, time you switched off and forgot about time. When we look back on the life we create, the relationships we've nurtured, and the young ones we've raised, let this be the time we remember. GCU's online degree program puts you first, so you can make the most of your time. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
It is halftime here at the GCU Arena. The Lopes down 2-0. The first set they lose 25-13, but this second set, Dom, quite exciting, 22-25. The Lopes mount a huge comeback, but just not enough to beat the Wolverines in the second set.
Well, absolutely. The first set, a little bit sad. I'm not going to lie to you. They didn't have any answer for the Wolverines whatsoever. Second set came out firing right away. Had answers for almost everything. Really made those adjustments that need to be made, but the Wolverines just came out barely victorious. I think what they need to do more than anything is just stay true to their game, do what they know best, and really they need to figure out an answer for the front line of Utah Valley. They've just been dominant this entire match, and once they figure that out, they'll be solid.
Yeah, it has been an absolutely interesting game, and it's just going to get even more interesting as we head into the third set. Lopes trying to stay alive and mount an impressive comeback, down 2-0. And like you said, Dominic, it has been that front line of the Wolverines has been an absolute nightmare for the Lopes.
Oh, absolutely. They've been able to judge those 50-50 balls perfectly. They've come out strong, had great kills, and had great blocks. It's GCU's front line, unfortunately, that have not been. Missed a couple balls here and there. They've gotten themselves blocked and jammed up on a couple situations. Excuse me. So this front line is really what needs to be the answer right here.
Well, we'll see if the Lopes can respond. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
You got me moving to a different beat. I'm singing this melody. I'm lost in the rhythm of your love.
What should we fear? What need we hide from when our God goes before?
In a place in my hands to fit His perfect plan for you and I.
Stands your creation. We trust in you alone. Make yourself known.
Oh my God, does impossible. Just lay your head down on my shoulder. You were never meant to suffer alone. To compassion for the ones who turn away from the love that came to save our broken hearts. You tell me that I am enough for you,
But isn't that what's beautiful? That we don't know anything at all.
you still love me. You still love me.
We are getting the third set ready to go here at GCU Arena. The Lopes down 2-0, looking to avoid the sweep and hopefully send this thing to 4 or 5 sets. And Don, why don't you reiterate our 3 keys to the game brought to you by Sanderson Ford before we get started?
Absolutely. The Lopes are doing a great job so far of getting comfortable playing at home. They've really gotten behind this crowd, the Havocs here. Absolutely. They're doing a great job of playing error-free ball. really keeping it tight, but what they need to do is have lots of net play. They need those answers up front.
So Kayla Redfield will serve it away for the Lopes as we get the third set underway. DeFalco dives for it and won't get it, so quick point for the Wolverines. So Allred will serve as the Wolverines strike first. Kabinski looking for some court, sent back over. Redfield, Kabinski with the touch. Fletcher keeps it alive. Off the hands and out of bounds. We're tied 1-1. So the Lopes responding early.
Absolutely, that one a great hit right off the hands. Utah Valley just could not handle that one.
Orton will serve. Redfield. Fletcher sends it down. It'll be touched by the Wolverines. 2-1 goes the score.
Fletcher doing a great job of sending it to the Wolverine side with so much force.
Orton sends it over. Blocked by the front lines of the Lopes, kept up by the Wolverines. Again touched. Nice block by the Lopes, 3-1 and here in the third set.
And the Lopes right now coming out with some momentum, and that's what you love to see, building it early on, establishing a lead. If they can get dominant here, they can really do some damage.
Orton. Redfield back to Orton, and it's into the net, so 2-3 goes the score. You know, Dom, by federal law, a noodle must contain 5.5% egg solids to be called a noodle. You know what it's called when it doesn't have enough egg in it?
I'm not sure.
An impasta.
Wow.
Happy Noodle Day, everybody. 2-3 is the score as Merrill serves it away.
Well, Phil,
Redfield.
that was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. And it'll be a point for the Wolverines as it touches one of the Lopes' front line and goes out of bounds, so we are tied 3-3. Merrill will serve. 3-3 is the score. Fletcher, Redfield, Kabinski spikes it down. 4-3 is the score here in the third set. A great spike by Annabelle Kabinski.
And Kabinski has such a strong arm and such a good jump. She has so much power and momentum. You love to see when she gets going.
Wolverines send it back over. Kobe Dunn diving for it, but unable to come up. We're tied 4-4.
Horton just could not handle that one as she tried to set it, went right through her fingers.
Stratton sends it over. Fletcher, Redfield. Fletcher spikes it down, kept up by Merrill, and the Wolverines keep it alive. Fletcher touches it back over. And out of bounds, point for the Lopes, 5-4. Schuler. Lopes leading 5-4. DeFalco. Lopes unable to get a point on that one. Score goes 5-5.
That one just a little bit too hard for DeFalco. He's usually so great at handling those ones.
That one blocked again. Another block for the Wolverines. 6-5 goes the score. Vincent sends it away. And too far. Service error. We're tied 6-6.
And it's up to GCU right now to capitalize on the errors that the Wolverines make. They've been pretty clean this entire game, so anytime they give you a point like that, you need to get one right after as well.
Fletcher will send this one away. DeFalco. Fletcher into the net, 7-6 goes the Wolverines lead. You know, Dom, the first noodles ever consumed in space were instant ramen noodles.
Really?
Yeah, did you know that?
Did not know that.
Wolverines keeping it alive. Fletcher. Lopes are going to have to hustle it, and they won't get to it. It'll go out of bounds. Schuler and DeFalco hustling for that one, but running out of court as the score goes 8-6. Nua Tupaeva will serve for the Wolverines, will continue to serve, actually. Redfield. Off the hands, kept alive by the Wolverines, into the net, point for the Lopes. Tegan DeFalco was served for the Lopes. It'll go out of bounds, and we're tied 8-8. Wolverines on the return. Finding court and finding points. 9-8 goes their score.
And Tegan DeFalco just missed that one, doing a great job of laying all out, but barely misses her hands.
Wardle will send it over. Schuler to Redfield. Redfield touched by Kabinski. It'll fall, and it'll be a point. 9-9 goes the score here in the third set. Substitutions now for the Lopes, as Kayla Redfield will serve for GCU. DeFalco keeps it alive. Redfield to Horton. Wolverines doing a good job of keeping it alive. Sent back over, kept up. Orton, got it. Kayla, how about Melody Orton?
And a beautiful sequence of events all around for the Lopes. Just great positioning, great communication.
Redfield sends it away. Wolverines on the return, and they will find a point. 10-10. Back and forth so far for both teams here in the third set. Ever since that first set, Dominic, the Lopes have really been doing a great job of staying in these games.
Well, the Lopes have absolutely had life. The first set, they were a little bit flat-footed, but they woke up in the second set.
Orton sends it over. Wolverines will keep the rally going.
Everything's clicking for them for sure.
Too far, out of bounds. 11-10 now goes the score. Orton will send it away. DeFalco, she'll send it over. Oh, into the net, and another point for the Wolverines. Merrill will serve. 11-11 the score. DeFalco, Redfield. Blocked again, another block for the Wolverines.
And once again, the Wolverines front line really just shutting down the Lopes.
Merrill sends it away. Unable to find the other side of the net, so another point for the Wolverines, 13-11.
Now GCU can't start to slip up here. They've been doing so good about staying in this and keeping up with Utah Valley. They can't let up here.
DeFalco. And it'll find another point for the Wolverines, 14-11. Merrill will keep serving for the Wolverines, 14-11 here in the third set. And service error, Lopes find an easy point. Substitutions now for the Lopes, get some fresh legs out there as Kobe Dunn will serve it away for GCU, down 14-12. Dunn unable to keep that one up, and 15 now for the Wolverines. And now substitutions for the Wolverines. And a timeout on the floor, so a timeout on the broadcast. When we come back, we'll get you the rest of this third set. You're watching women's volleyball here on GCU TV.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the GCU Arena. It's t-shirt time here and hopefully comeback time for the Lopes. Score currently 15-12 here in the third set. Philip Katafamo alongside Dominic Hinton. And Dominic, it seems that every time the Lopes have called a timeout, they've always been able to manage some points.
Absolutely. When they get together and they take that break, that time to just kind of cool down and figure things out, that's when they work well, when they're able to get on the same page.
And when sent down, and just like we said, right after a timeout, Maria Adams finds a point, 15-13. Teresa Schuler will come in and serve. Schuler sends it away. Into the net, service error, 16-13. That'll be the fourth service error for the Lopes, as Abby Vincent will serve for the Wolverines. Matthews sends it over. And unable to keep it alive, 17-13 goes the score.
GCU really has to get something going right here if they want to stay in this game.
Vincent sends it over. Matthews off the hands of the Wolverines. They'll keep it on the return. Matthews spikes it down, a point for the Lopes, 14-17 now in the third set.
And Kayla Matthews, the freshman with incredible power, sending it down, making her name heard. You love to see that.
Yeah, Matthews will serve now for the Lopes. 17-14 here in the third set. That one sent too far and out of bounds. 15-17 now.
Right here, the Lopes staying in it, climbing back up within 2 points.
Matthews, no one's going to get that one as it goes out of bounds. 18-15 here in the third set. It'll be another point for the Lopes, 18-16. Lopes trying to mount a late comeback here to send us to a fourth set.
I'll tell you what, the Lopes have life and a little bit of momentum right now. They seem to be communicating great. Let's see if they can get another point here.
Matthews keeps it alive. Redfield tosses it over. Wolverines on the return. Nice dive by Schuler. DeFalco. Orton sent right back to her. Another big block by the Wolverines, 19-16.
We just saw right there what we've saw the entire game, the front line of the Wolverines having such a strong presence here. Just blocking that ball, giving no chance for GCU.
Orton off the hands of the Wolverines. They'll send it back over. DeFalco sets it up. Sent over by Matthews. Wolverines on the return. DeFalco. Redfield over to Orton again. Rally continues. Off of the fingertips. Point for the Lopes, 19-17.
And the Lopes are still in this. Never count them out.
So it'll be a point for the Lopes. DeFalco off of her, it'll go out of bounds. 20 now to 17. Redfield to Orton. And it'll be another point for the Wolverines, 21-17 here in the third set. And we will have a timeout on the floor, so a timeout on the broadcast. We'll see if the Lopes can mount a comeback here in the third set. We'll be right back right after this.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. And as an RN, you delight in sharing it. But there's always room to grow. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves. Healthcare has made significant advancements, and GCU teaches you how to prepare for the future. By applying that knowledge, you're able to stay up to date with the latest medical technologies. And since GCU's nursing programs are online, you can access your program from anywhere, so you're always there for those most important.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the GCU Arena. The score currently 21-17 as the Lopes looking to mount a comeback here in the third set. They've been managing to come up with points after every timeout, and let's see if they can do it again here as the Wolverines get set to serve. Allred will send it away. Kaminsky, and point for the Lopes, 21-18.
And just like you said, right out of the timeout, they just start to click. Everyone on the same page. That's all you can ask for.
Orton will serve for the Lopes. DeFalco digs it out. Gray keeps it alive. DeFalco sends it back over. That one will get through, and it'll be a point for the Wolverines, 22-18. Merrill will serve. Merrill sends it away. Matthews in the air. Merrill on the return. DeFalco with the dig. Redfield keeps it alive. Matthews sends it back over. And another point for the Wolverines, 23-18 now.
And that kill was absolutely huge for the Wolverines. Their front line has been doing it all game. They've just making their presence heard.
Another timeout for the Lopes. We'll take one as well. We'll wrap up the third set here at GCU Arena. We'll be right back.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back inside the GCU Arena. The Lopes down 23-18 here in the third set. And, well, Dom, the time is starting to run out and the points are starting to run up. And Lopes are going to have to do something here.
Absolutely. All you got to do is find it in yourself right here. Give your last, everything you got, and just try and come back.
Matthews in the air, and DeFalco tries to keep it alive. 24-18, game point right here for the Wolverines.
And if you're GCU, you have to be absolutely perfect right here. There's no room for error.
Lopes will try to stay alive as Merrill looks to close it out. Serve on the way. Redfield, Matthews sends it in, and the Lopes stay alive, 24-19.
The Lopes won't go down that easy.
Emma Ahern will come in and serve for the Lopes. Ahern right into the net, and that is how we will end the game. The Wolverines shut out the Lopes 3-0, and GCU will not get their first WAC win today, but there's still a whole rest of the season to be played.
And today on National Noodle Day is a sad one for the Lopes. Unfortunately, they were not able to come out with a win in front of this home team. but they did everything they could, fighting hard, coming back into it, but Utah Valley just had that strong front line that had an answer for everything.
Well, the Lopes will be back at home against Cal State Bakersfield here at the GCU Arena on the 11th of October. And Tom, I gotta say, our GCU golf course player of the game is definitely Melody Orton. 10 kills for Melody.
Absolutely, she was a leader out there. She had a couple back-to-back service aces. She knew what she was doing, and the team got behind her. They were better when she was out there.
And Tegan DeFalco, no slouch as well, 15 digs. And the Lopes unable to find a win here, but still the rest of the WAC play to go as they find themselves on October 11th taking on Cal State Bakersfield right here at the GCU Arena. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. We will have soccer tomorrow against California Baptist as the women's soccer team look to bounce back after a loss on Friday, and we'll see if they can do that. I'll be on the call with Kyle Borg, and we'll see what hopefully the Lopes can get a win here. For everybody here at GCU TV, for Dominic Hinton, I'm Philip Katafmo, wishing you a happy rest of your Saturday, and as always, go Lopes.